Patriotism is simply love for the country on which you live. That's all it is. It is love for the country in which you live. That's it. That is all it is. It's not nationalism. It's not a belief that you represent a nation and this nation has a unique... No. It's not supremacism. Right? It's not the chauvinism. Patriotism is simply love for the country in which you live. Right? There is a chapter in the Little Red Book by Mao Zedong called Patriotism and Internationalism, and how there is no contradiction between the two. There is no contradiction between patriotism and internationalism, and I would say they work together. In order to truly love your country and its people, you must want them to get along and not have big, ugly wars with other countries and other peoples. Right? In order to truly love your country, you would want it not to adopt a chauvinist outlook and think it is supremacist to other nations. Right? Because that would be harmful. You know, when that kind of thing happens, that leads to war, that leads to bad things. You know, so patriotism and simply caring about the people of your country, wanting the best for the future of your country, is not in contradiction to socialism, and I argue it is an essential part of socialism. The goal of socialism is to make life better for the people of your country, for the people of the world overall, sure, but if you are going to bring socialism to your country, it will only be brought if it's brought with the widespread understanding that it will make life better. Politicians that are running to become socialist and communist leaders of Brazil do not write "fuck Brazil" in their platform. Politicians that are running on a communist platform to become leaders of India do not write "fuck India" in their platform. I mean, this is just kind of 101. And I am not a socialist because I want the lives of people in the United States to get worse. I am a socialist because I want the lives of people in the United States and people all over the world to get better. That's what I want. I want life to get better for the people of the United States, and that will only happen if they can join hands with the people of the world, and imperialism can be dismantled. Right? Imperialism is most bad for the people in the developing world who suffer under it and are kept in chronic poverty. But increasingly, it's bad for the people of the Western countries as their living standard is decreasing. The global economy is centered around a few billionaires and bankers based in Wall Street and in London. At one point, they needed a labor aristocracy in the homeland, a good layer of well-paid workers. That's being eliminated. And there is a global race to the bottom taking place, where a few small corporations are enriching themselves and sucking the blood out of countries all over the world and out of Western countries. What they've done to Africa, what they've done to Asia, what they've done to Latin America, they are now doing to Ohio, to Pennsylvania, to Wisconsin, to Kansas, to Iowa, to Arizona, to California. These imperialist bloodsuckers have no loyalty of any kind. They don't sit there and go, oh, he's an American. We're not going to get rid of his job. We're not going to lock him in jail. We're not going to send him off to an unjust war. We're loyal to him. He's an American. No, they don't do that. They don't have any patriotism. They don't have any nationalism. They don't have any loyalty. They are only loyal to their own profits. And it is only through socialism, through breaking out of this rotten imperialist system where profits come before people, it's only through socialism that we can work to improve the lives of the people of the world, change our relationship with countries around the world, so it's based on win-win cooperation, not predatory capitalism, right? Socialism is the most patriotic ideology. If you want the people in your community to have jobs, if you want the people in your community to have health care, you want them to be taken care of, you want them to have what they need, that's patriotism. That is patriotism. It's not dumb patriotism. Most patriotism is pretty dumb, all right? It's just, America's the greatest country in the world. Why is it the greatest country in the world? Well, because it is. Do you not think it is? I mean, America is the greatest country in the world. And what? Well, yeah, but why? Like, what metric are you using? Are you saying you don't think America is the greatest country in the world? You must be brainwashed. I think you must be brainwashed. You don't think America is the greatest country in the world. Clearly, it is. I don't know how it is. I can't explain how it is, but it is. And if you don't think that, then you've been brainwashed by communists. You should be sent to a mental hospital because everyone in this country knows that we're the greatest country in the world. And if you don't think that, you're mentally ill. We should send you to a hospital. I mean, that's, most patriotism is pretty dumb, okay? And it's pretty pathetic. But actual patriotism, wanting to improve the lives of the people in your country, wanting things in your country to be better, wanting your country to have peace with other countries around the world, wanting economic development and stability in your country, that is just common sense. And socialism is patriotism. And I have said in debates that my primary reason for being a socialist is because I love my country. I don't love its government. I don't love its wars against empire. I don't love its wars, but I do love my country. I do love the people of America. I do think that there are progressive sides to the American spirit. There's a revolutionary tradition. People like John Brown, people like Nat Turner, people like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Rose. You talk about Elizabeth Gurley Flynn, Gus Hall, Eugene Debs, William Z. Foster. There is a good progressive side to America. And they have done their best to write it out of American history and pretend it doesn't exist, right? But I think that a piece of the American flag belongs to socialists. A piece of the American flag belongs to communists. It belongs to black nationalists. It belongs to trade union activists. It belongs to civil rights marchers. And that the only way we're ever going to get socialism in the United States is by taking the progressive side of American culture and expanding it. We're not going to import socialism from another country. We are not going to adopt Juche ideology. We are not going to convince people their country is evil and they should burn it all down. The only way socialism will ever come to the United States is if it is socialism rooted in the progressive side of America that already exists. And if me saying this makes you think I'm a fascist or a Nazi, you have a screw loose and you're an unintelligent human being. And I'm sorry, I swear, I have been called Nazi for saying this. This is Nazi, apparently. Wanting to emphasize the anti-imperialist and progressive side of the American spirit makes me a Nazi. This is live number 88, folks. I mean, the last one was 87. The next one's going to be 89. I'm sure there will be somebody who will think he did a live that says 88. That means Heil Hitler. He must be a Nazi. Not a Nazi, folks. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a chauvinist. I don't believe one nation is superior to other nations, but I do believe that the only way we will ever get socialism in the United States is finding the progressive side of the American spirit and emphasizing it and making it stronger. And by showing people that we don't want to destroy their country, we don't want to destroy their lives, we don't want to destroy their communities, we want to make it better. I've said I'm not a socialist because I want to destroy America. I am a socialist because I want to save America. I want to save America from greed, capitalism, profits, racism, war, injustice, all the evil things centered around what happens when you have a system of production that's organized to serve profits and not public good. Right? I am a socialist because I love my country and I love the world. And if that is unacceptable to you, if you're a socialist because you're an edgelord and you're having a temper tantrum against the world and you just want to burn it all down, fine.